And welcome once again to another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M Solve the World
Alcohol Review.
I'm James.
And I am Matt, and we are coming to you live from the J&M Bar and Lounge. Now, I'd like to welcome you all to the newest month of alcohol reviews. And of course, this month is Scottish American Heritage Month.
Right.
And
Which you hear nothing about on the news.
Correct. So, with that being said...
But according to Google.
Yes. With that being said, James, of course, last name Stewart, is really... I mean, that's pretty Scottish.
That's pretty Scottish.
Yeah.
The Stuart Kings... Well, the King, I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but the King James version of the Bible,
yes,
was, he didn't write it, of course, but it was King James first of England, who he was also King James IV of Scotland, and his last name happened to be Stuart.
Okay.
You know.
Well, and according to History of the World Part 2, King James only had it edited.
Right.
But, James,
yes.
Why don't you let our listeners know what we are sampling tonight?
Well, what we got here is a well-known brand of Scotch, the Johnny Walker. It's the Black Label, and I've had a lot of Black Label before, especially in Cancun last year.
Yep.
But this is the 12 years.
Okay.
So it is a blended Scotch whiskey. And the Black Label is kind of in the middle of the road.
Yeah, it's not the bottom of the barrel.
It's not the red.
Right.
And it's not the blue.
Yeah.
You know.
Or the gold or the green or the double black or anything like that. But
it is 12-year black.
Yes.
So I'm curious.
And it came with some pretty sweet fucking glasses.
Here's the box that it came in. You know, may have to get a picture of that later or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Up there. It's a gift set.
Yes. And to go with the Scotch, we have some Partagas Stogies.
However you pronounce it.
Yeah. Partagas. These are supposed to pair well with Scotch.
Oh, and they are Black Label too.
Yes. See, now that's the only downside, is it's a screw cap.
Made on the General Cigar Company in the Dominican Republic.
Nice.
So they are Dominican.
Okay.
So now that we got a little Scotch in the glass,
we got some Scotch.
We'll put a little cigar in the glass.
I'm not going to go as wet as I did last time, because that made
was funny.
That was hard to smoke.
I won't use the torch.
Try not to set off the smoke
every
detector.
time I use the torch, I set off the smoke alarm. So.
Coming up, all the stogies that we're going to be smoking for the month of April. If you would like to try them or anything, because we are definitely not sponsored by them, but I'll be getting all of our cigars from ThompsonCigars.com. They've always got great specials, and yeah, I mean, because it'll tell you what pairs good with what. I knew we were going to be doing Scotch, and I wanted a stogie that paired well with Scotch.
It's got a nice flavor. It's not a like a honey or a
No,
flavored. I mean, it's just a straight cigar.
and normally I'm not big on the darker leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I like the lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but this is actually really good.
Yeah, it's really smooth.
Well, speaking of smooth,
Let's try a
let's
little Scotchy Scotch.
yes, salut.
Salud. Hmm.
So, being the Scotch connoisseur that you are, what are your first impressions?
It's better than the regular Johnny Walker Black. Um,
So you can actually tell a difference between the regular black and like the aged 12 years.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Um, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe all the black is 12 years.
No. Um, but I mean, and
I the most, like I say, the most Johnny Walker I've ever drank.
mhm.
I've drank the red quite a bit because that's the base one. Um, I won't say where I've drank it, but they live really close,
Mhm.
and they liked it
Right.
better than some than like Doers or something
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
But I always thought it was really bitey, and the black I had in Cancun, I either every time I ordered Scotch in Cancun, I either got Johnny Walker Black or I got, oh shit, what was the other one? Oh, they had a Dewar's 12 year
Ooh,
that we got every once in a while.
that's right up your alley.
Yeah, but especially the Dewar's 12 year to the regular black, I noticed the bitier.
Mhm.
But fuck, it's all inclusive, so I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
you know, the black, yeah, it's Scotchy. I googled that while I
So,
was down there. It was like, how do you order Scotch?
now I will say this: compared to some of the other Scotch that we've had,
Mhm.
and of course that was the first taste of the 12 year. Actually, the first taste of the black label that I've actually had. Because I bought that. God, what was that? What was the HBO series that everybody talked about? Uh, the medieval stuff, the White Walkers.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember I gotten that one bottle of. It was a White Walkers special edition Johnny Walker,
Mm-hmm.
and you put it in the freezer, and as it gets cold, it changes.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, the label actually changed.
yeah,
Kind of
yeah,
like the Coors with the blue
yeah.
mountain. Yeah.
The Silver Bullet
Yeah.
Coors. Um, but it's really not bad.
Mm.
Um, it definitely. Um, I would definitely like to go Ireland and Scotland to try. See if there's a difference with the Scotch at least. See if there's a difference between the Scotch we get here in the States
Right.
and the Scotch that's in Scotland.
Well,
You know,
supposedly this is all made in Scotland
right?
because it can't be made in the United States and be called Scotch.
Just like bourbon can't be made anywhere in the world other than the United
Right.
States.
That's a trip we need to plan someday.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go to Scotland and go on the whiskey trail.
Oh yeah,
It's a tour of all the distilleries on this one river where all the Scotch comes from.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understand from a friend of mine that went on that tour, is he don't remember the last three. He said it's not like touring Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis.
Yeah.
You don't get just a little sample deal. They're like, try this one.
Now, when I did the tour of Anheuser-Busch, yeah, you got a sample of Budweiser and Bud Light during the tour, but afterwards, you got a coupon for a beer.
Right. And you can order anything, all the funky,
but these are
flavored deals.
These are 24-ounce beers.
Right.
I
don't know. It's been I want to say 06 the last time I took the tour.
Was that in Iraq?
Yeah. So they may have changed it since I've been up there. I remember we got like a little coupon for like 2 samples at the end of it or something.
Oh, when I went through,
I think you could buy whatever afterwards, but
I'd like to taste the difference between Jameson that we can get here and Jameson in Ireland. And I'm pretty sure, at least I hope, like single malt Highland Scotch is less expensive in Scotland than it is here.
Well, you would hope.
Yeah.
Well, especially after April 2nd, it should be cheaper there than it is here.
Yeah.
At least 25%.
So you're going to become a bourbon drinker then, huh?
Somebody's going to have to drink it since Canada quit buying it.
Yeah. But you know what? Let's toss it back. Let's finish her off.
Salud.
Salud. I'll have to say that is smoother. That second drink, maybe it was because the ice melted a little bit, but it was colder. It had a little bit of cut of the water from the ice, but I'm going to vote first.
Okay.
Because I'm the novice when it comes to Scotch. Because I think I can count on one hand how many Scotches I've actually had.
Probably, yeah.
But of all the Scotches that I've had, I got to go with an 8.
Okay.
Only because it's not as smooth as the Japanese smooth Dewar's that we had.
Right.
I mean, because that shit was fucking, to me,
right.
That shit was just fucking smooth.
Right. This might have this, and you called me a Scotch connoisseur, but I'm not. I like Scotch.
You've drank a lot more Scotch than I have.
Right. This may have, and I don't know, correct me in the comments down below, this might have a little heavier peat to it. Because I'm getting that kind of a flavor. And for those of you who don't know what the peat is, it's a peat moss that they use in Scotland when they make Scotch.
Now, I just remembered this. So we've got a Scotch coming up later this month. And I'd never heard of it. And the bottle is fucking kick-ass. But I was walking through an antique mall, flea market, whatever you want to call it, and I found a advertisement from the 70s for this Scotch.
Really?
Yes. And I'm like, almost picked it up. Almost. But I was like, no. Our studio's not that big yet. So James, what would you rate the Black Label 12-year Johnny Walker?
Of the Johnny Walker that I have had, I'm going to say this is my favorite so far.
Okay.
Like I say, it's smooth, but you can. It's definitely if a bourbon drinker drank that for the first time, they'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" Because I mean, it's Scotch.
Right.
It's it's an acquired taste. Um, is it the best Scotch I've ever had? No. So for that reason, I'm going to agree with you, and I'm going to go with an 8.
Okay.
Because honestly, I could sit down and I could drink this all night.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a problem.
Now,
it's
off of your normal drinking cup, how much water would you add into that?
I could do it without.
Okay.
I mean, depends on how long I want to be around for the evening.
I mean, you got a point.
My normal Scotch that I drink on a daily or whatever, I'm not even going to mention the name of it because it is a cheap Scotch.
Inexpensive.
But I cut it with
for
water,
now.
And every once in a while I get home, the wife's like, "Here, I'll make you a drink," and I like take that first drink. God damn, try to kill me, Or Mando make me a drink. It's like, God damn, trying to kill me. What the fuck? We don't do this one until later on in the evening here. What the fuck?
Got it. You quit drinking.
Yeah.
I make fun, but I will commend, because what's it been? Almost 2 years.
Yeah, she surpassed. Was it 500 days here? A month or so ago? Yeah.
Oh, and I definitely got to do this. To my girl, Shauna, congratulations. Couple of days ago, 2 years sober.
Nice.
Yes.
Sober or just does weed?
No drugs at all.
Oh, okay.
No hard alcohol. She does partake in wine.
Okay. So the Dave Mustaine thing.
Except she didn't do cocaine and heroin.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Dave Mustaine's sober now, but he's got his own line of wine.
Right. But there you go, folks. 16 out of 20.
Very good.
Yes.
Give it a try.
And definitely later on this month, we will have to drink out of the Johnny Walker glasses.
Exactly.
I'm afraid they feel just.
They're not as hefty as these.
No. That's what kind of concerns me.
Right.
But definitely you want to check out the 12-year, aged 12-year Black Label Johnny Walker. Yeah, that's actually really cool.
It's kind of like what we did with the Irish month. We started with a name brand.
Mm-hmm. Kind of.
With the Jameson.
Yep. The Black Barrel.
Jameson Black Barrel.
Yep.
Starting off with the Johnny Walker Black 12-year.
Mm-hmm.
And stay tuned for
May. Because, of course...
I mean, stay tuned for the rest of April.
Oh, yes.
For the different scotches we're going to try.
So then I need to find a Black Label tequila.
Is there such a thing?
Oh, I'm sure there is. I mean, I've got liquor stores on...
Unless you got to resort to Cabo Wabo Blue.
No. No, trying to... and that's above our price range.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Because I know the silver used to be in the upper 20s and the blue used to be in the mid 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I tried one of them. And I'm like, that tastes like rot gut shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But there you go, folks. 16 out of 20. Definitely check it out. But until next time, you have just witnessed, watched, or listened. And before we get into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think of the Johnnie Walker Black 12-year. Or if there's a Scotch that we should try, if there's an alcohol we should try, or you would like to send it to us that's above our $50 range, you can send it to J&M Solve the World Alcohol Review at
2120 East 342nd Road, Halfway, Missouri 65663.
And make sure that you do put J&M Solve the World Alcohol Review. Include your name, screen name, all your socials, because we will definitely shout you out. We will tag you when we upload the video, and we will be 100% honest. And but you have just watched another episode of Stu Him Productions presents
J&M Solve the World
Alcohol Review, coming to you live from J&M Bar and Lounge.
I have been James.
And I have been Matt. And that's been Little Matt and Little James up there. But until next time, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter. And we will be seeing you.
Peace.